Appalachian Outlaws is the latest limited time event to hit the wastelands of Fallout 76, and there are some fantastic changes to how these events will work. Firstly, these limited time events will now be called mini-seasons, and run alongside the main season, accessible from the season's menu in-game. These new mini-seasons will use the same currency as the main seasons, which are tickets, and you'll be able to use your tickets earned in the main season to redeem the rewards from the mini-seasons, and vice versa. Completing the limited time challenges from the mini-seasons will now therefore also reward tickets that can be used against both sets of rewards and can be counted together. The Appalachian Outlaws mini-season event starts on Tuesday the 22nd of April at 12 PM EST, 5 PM BST and runs over 2 weeks, ending on May the 6th at the same time. Each week will have 7 different challenges. Completing each challenge will reward you with a certain amount of tickets. If you complete all the challenges for that specific week, you'll earn an additional 50 tickets, with a bonus of 80 tickets if you complete all challenges for both weeks. In order to take part, you'll firstly need to head over to the new mini-seasons section of the Seasons tab and claim the free Moneybag backpack skin, then apply this using any armor workbench. You need to have this equipped during the event and whilst completing the various challenges for them to count, although you don't need to have the backpack visible if you prefer to hide this in the options menu. Despite the fact the game removes your backpack when you enter any power armor, as long as you have claimed and applied the Moneybag backpack skin and equipped the backpack before you enter the power armor, it is fine to wear this to complete the challenges. To answer some common questions, firstly you cannot complete this event on a custom server, but you can by all means use a private world to do this, and it may be of benefit as there are specific items you'll need to collect that I'll cover in just a sec. Whilst you can complete all of the week's challenges in one day, the second week's challenges will not be available until Tuesday the 29th of April, 12 PM EST, 5 PM BST, and the individual challenges cannot be re-rolled like daily and weekly challenges. So, for week 1, starting on the 22nd of April at 12 PM EST, 5 PM BST, and ending on 29th of April at the same time, we have 7 challenges. The first challenge requires you to collect 76 pre-war money, whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. You'll find the majority in cash registers, and a good place to start is around the outside shops at the White Springs Resort, throughout Morgantown, at Seneca Rocks Visitor Centre and Pleasant Valley Cabins, to name a few. The second challenge requires you to collect 5 cigarettes whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. Packets or cartons will also count. There are quite literally 5 cigarettes laid out in a row next to a packet of cigarettes on the table in the Garahan HQ foyer. But if you're on a public world and these have already been nabbed, then there are a few within Van Lowe's taxidermy, but the best place to find these is around Camp Liberty in the Skyline Valley region. This is also a great location for a load of other useful scrap items, including military ammo bags for that ballistic fibre. The third challenge requires you to craft 15 Molotovs whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. This can be done at the Tinker's Workbench and will require 15 adhesive, 30 glass, 15 cloth and 30 oil to produce, unless you get lucky with a super duper perk card equipped whilst crafting. The fourth challenge requires you to kill 76 humans whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. The easiest method is to just visit areas that have a large number of cultist or blood eagles, for example, the Organ Caves around Vault 76, Clancy Manor, Point Pleasant, Kanawha County Cemetery for the cultists, the Crosshair, Twin Pines Cabin, Hunter's Ridge, Seneca Gang Camp, Bloody Frank's Dagger's Den and North and South Cutthroat Camps, and the Pigsty, to name a few of the Blood Eagle locations. For a full list of locations for both factions, please see the description. The fifth challenge requires you to kill 500 enemies whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. This might sound like a lot, but all enemy types will count, so this probably won't take as long as you think. Plus you do have all week. I would probably suggest to just run daily ops or expeditions where there are a large number of guaranteed enemies, or try and join as many public events as you can, as this will also earn you a number of additional benefits like treasury notes, legendary modules and legendary gear. The sixth challenge requires you to pick a lock whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack, and it just so happens that there is a locked door in Van Lowe's taxidermy, so you can kill 2 ghouls with 1 stone. As the 7th challenge requires you to scrap junk to produce 5 silver whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. The easiest items to look for are silver pocket watches and cutlery, and in my opinion the best place to come for this is Van Lowe's taxidermy in Lewisburg. When you fast travel, just head towards the blue building and then head inside, as this is an instant location. Unless you have previously collected the items, they should be there for you. You'll find 1 hairbrush, 1 silver fork, 1 silver table knife and 1 silver locket, but as the locket gives 2 silver, you have your 5 from this one location. Alternatively, you can just purchase the items that contain silver from the various vendor bots, not forgetting the White Springs Mile, and scrap them at any workbench or scrap box. If you want to know how to reset your pickup list in game so that missing world spawns will be available for you again, then please see this video. Week 2 starts on Tuesday the 29th of April at 12 PM EST, 5 PM BST and ends on Tuesday the 6th of May at the same time. And again, there are a further 7 challenges. The first challenge is to hack 3 terminals whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. Terminals are everywhere, but some nice easy locations are Vault-Tec Agricultural Research Centre, Mama Dulcie's, General Steakhouse, Abbey's Bunker, Abandoned Bogtown, Charleston Fire Department, Greg's Mine Supply and Palace of the Winding Path, to name a few. The second challenge is to collect 3 cigar boxes whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. Now this is a very specific item and you may want to use a private world if you have Fallout First and have no luck on a public server. You can find 2 at Pickett's Fort, one inside the display cabinet opposite the wall-mounted red button in the building in front of where you spawn in, and the other is inside the gift shop on the opposite end of the site. There is 1 cigar box located in front of you when you spawn in outside the Blackwater mine near the caravans. There are also a few at Camp Liberty in the Skyline Valley and a bunch in the National Isolated Radio Array, plus you should also find 1 inside Van Lowe's Taxidermy in Lewisburg that I mentioned for the previous week's challenges. This map shows all the external locations for the cigar boxes, so you may wish to pause and take a screenshot. The third challenge of week 2 is to scrap junk to get 5 gold whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. This is one of the most awkward items to find, but there is a little trick here. If you go into any vendor that sells junk and look through to find an item with gold as a component, then in your Pip-Boy go to your junk tab and select component view, scroll down to gold and hit select, which will put a magnifying glass symbol against gold. Now, when you're out looting in the wild, if an item has gold in it, it will display the magnifying glass symbol next to the junk item's name. The obvious gold items are the pocket watch and the cutlery, but there is a surprisingly easier item to look for that contains gold scrap that is the Unstoppables board game, for which there are 18 fixed spawn locations. If you need to find gold or want to follow this route, then this is the order. The first one is under a pile in a tent located just above Smith Farm, west of Clarksburg Shooting Club. The second one is on a chair in the Alice in Wonderland Tea Party located at the end of the ridge to the east of Tyler County Fairground. The third one is in the furthest building from the spawn point at Settlers Ridge on a shelf at the bottom of the stairs. The fourth one is on top of a barricaded rooftop location opposite the tents in Morgantown. The fifth on a bookcase in the top room of Bolton Greens. The sixth on a table outside the house closest to the top of the world at Pleasant Valley Cabins. The seventh on a bookcase on the second floor of the house on the corner of Helvetia. Number 8 is upstairs in Billings Homestead, which is also a workshop location. Number 9 is on the table outside the back of the house with the burnt books in Somerville. Number 10 is north of White Springs Golf Club in a toy shop with the Christmas trees on the bottom shelf. Number 11 is on the shelves inside the recreation area at the far end of the White Springs Refuge. The 12th one is on a table outside the building with a vertibird parked on at White Springs. Easiest fast travel point is the service entrance. Number 13 is upstairs on the table of the Mountainside B&B. Number 14 is on the shelves in a bedroom with a blue door on the second top floor of the Garahan estate in the ash heap. Number 15 is on the table in the main ground floor area at the Bounty. Number 16 is on the table at the middle of the room in the National Isolated Radio Array. The 17th is at the very top in the house on the floor at Tangara Town. And the final one is on the shelf at the top room at Freddy Fear's House of Scares. However, you will need the rusty key to access this location, which you will find in the safe that's sunk in a pool of toxic water at this location near Granger Farm. The fourth challenge is to kill 50 Protectrons whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. This is a lot of robots, so you may want to equip the Troubleshooter's weapon and or armour set to make things easier, and then head down to Watoga. One helpful side quest, if you haven't already completed it, is Mare for a Day. Once completed, it will make all the robots in Watoga passive to the player, which will certainly help with damage mitigation. The other locations I would suggest you visit for Protectrons are Beckley, Robco, and the event Fertile Soil always has 3, and should initiate when you are in the vicinity of the Vault-Tec Agricultural Facility. The fifth challenge is to craft 760 rounds of ballistic ammunition. This can be done at the Tinker's Workbench, and don't forget to equip the perk card Ammosmith at rank 2 to produce 80% more rounds when crafting, and if you have it, the legendary perk card Ammo Factory at max rank to produce a further 150% more rounds when crafting the ammunition. Both of these perk cards will stack multiplicatively, so at max rank you will craft 4.5 times the amount. Also, remember to equip the perk card Super Duper for that extra chance to get double. The sixth challenge is to consume 20 alcoholic beverages whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. Alcohol is everywhere in Fallout 76, although you will find the most concentrations around Somerville Docks, Helvetia, Sunnytop Ski Lanes, Sons of Dane Compound, Lewisburg, Pleasant Valley Ski Resort and all around White Springs Golf Club, the main building and purchasable in the mall. The 7th and final challenge for week 2 is to collect 76 Stimpacks or Chems whilst wearing the Moneybag backpack. If you have the ability to run and complete even part of a raid, this is the best place to gain quantities of Chems from the rewards, but it might be just worth visiting the area on a server where there are people running raids, as there are always loads of discarded Chems and Stimpacks outside the Gleaming Depths location. Alternatively, for this challenge, if you have a load of Stimpacks or Chems in your stash box, simply transfer them back to your person for this to count towards the challenge. Otherwise, there's always plenty of Stimpacks or Chems lying around, so just channel your inner squirrel and collect everything you see. You'll soon have collected enough. Unlike previous events, all the rewards for this mini-season event can be seen and claimed right away if you have enough spare tickets. You'll find them within the Seasons tab, selecting the current mini-season from the initial option. There are 5 main rewards: a player title suffix, Outlaw, 3 legendary modules, 3 carry weight boosters and 3 lunch boxes up for grabs, not forgetting the backpack skin you'll need to claim and equip to play the event. The first main reward is the Ghoul Wanted poster, available for 30 tickets. The second is the Detective Board for 50 tickets. The third is a framed Prison Break newspaper for 30 tickets. The fourth is a piggy bank for 40 tickets. And the final main reward is the duffel bag full of cash for 60 tickets. As always, I'd like to thank Duchess Flame and all the other data miners for all their hard work, and Foggasia for answering many questions at 3 AM, as I'm clearly oblivious to time zones. I hope this was helpful. I'm Golden Gek, and thanks for watching. Good luck. See ya!